Last night, amidst the bustle of Beijing Capital International Airport, something happened. Something too coincidental to ignore, too suspicious to be taken for granted. Within minutes, two figures who had long been absent from the same frame finally reappeared in the same place. Su Kai and Tan Songyun. Two names that once shook the entertainment industry were now once again sparking wild speculation. Was this mere coincidence? Or was it an old story being quietly rewritten? The cameras of eager fans, the keen eyes of the paparazzi, and the unerring instincts of netizens all captured the moment. Su Kai was seen exiting the international arrivals area first, wearing a dark hoodie and a mask that partially covered his face. Shortly after, Tan Songyun appeared, her style casual yet elegant, her steps calm yet meaningful. The time between the two was only a few minutes, enough to spark 1,000 theories in an instant. Many began to wonder, were they really not together? Or was this a classic strategy to avoid the public spotlight? Their body language became the subject of analysis. At first glance, it seemed normal, but to loyal observers, something felt different. The two had both just returned from Paris, a romantic city often used as the backdrop for love stories. The fact that they were in the same city, at the same time, and then returning on identical flights was too perfect to be a coincidence. This wasn't just a trip, it was a series of events designed to garner attention. Their longtime fans certainly didn't stay silent. Su Kai and Tan Songyun's names immediately became trending topics. Discussion forums were filled with speculation, analysis, and even conspiracy theories trying to connect every tiny detail of the incident. Even their arrival time, their outfits, and even the direction of their gazes became the subject of heated debate. Several photos showed the two looking tired, which was natural after a long flight from Europe. But beneath that fatigue, there was an expression that was hard to describe. It seemed like they were aware of being the center of attention, yet still trying to maintain a safe distance. What made the situation even more intriguing was the history between the two. Su Kai and Tan Songyun were familiar names. They had been in the same industry, had shared projects, and had even been linked in various rumors of a relationship in the past. However, over the past few years, the two seemed to be going their separate ways. Their careers flourished, projects came one after another, but there was never any sign of them crossing paths again. Until finally, this moment at the airport changed everything. Many believed this was a mere coincidence. It was possible they had a shared agenda in Paris. Perhaps a secret project, an exclusive photo shoot, or even something more personal they didn't want the public to know. But of course, there was no official confirmation from either party. Their agencies remained silent, seemingly allowing the rumors to run wild without direction. And that's precisely where the appeal lies. When there's no answer, the public's imagination becomes even more unstoppable. Some fans tried to match their schedules while in Paris. Some noticed that the two were seen in close proximity at nearly the same time. This evidence further strengthened the suspicion that they weren't simply coincidentally in the same place. However, on the other hand, others argued that this was simply a coincidence magnified by public expectations. In an industry this big, it's not uncommon for two celebrities to be in the same city without seeing each other. However, it's hard to ignore the fact that they returned on the same flight. It's not just about the location, but also the suspiciously synchronized timing. And in the entertainment world, such synchronization rarely happens without reason. What's most interesting is how the two behaved. There was no direct interaction caught on camera, no greetings, no shared smiles. But it was precisely this absence that made the whole thing feel even more suspicious. It was as if they knew their every move would be scrutinized. As if they had already prepared a scenario to remain separate despite being in the same situation. Fans were divided. Some believed this was the beginning of a new collaboration, perhaps a long-awaited drama. Others hoped it was more than just work, that a personal relationship was quietly developing. Amid all this speculation, one thing is certain. Their appearance has rekindled the previously waning enthusiasm. Their names are once again being discussed, not just as individuals, but as a potential on-screen power couple. The Chinese entertainment industry is indeed full of surprises, but moments like this are rare. When two major stars appear in the same narrative without explanation, the public always searches for meaning. And perhaps that's exactly what happened. It wasn't just a coincidence, it wasn't just a casual fling, but the beginning of something bigger, something that's still being kept under wraps. Or perhaps it's simply a play of fate, bringing two big names together at the same time, in the same place, without any intention. But if that's true, why does it feel so hard to believe? One thing is clear, this story isn't over. And like all great stories, we've only scratched the surface. What really happened behind that Paris trip may yet be revealed, or it may remain a mystery, living in the imaginations of fans. If we dig deeper, there's one small detail that sparks even greater curiosity. Some fans claim to have noticed similar accessories worn by the two. Not anything striking, but enough to suggest some coordination before the trip began. It's small details like these that often provide hidden clues in the celebrity world. Furthermore, a short video circulating on social media also showed Soo Kai briefly looking back, as if checking something or someone. Seconds later, Tan Songyun emerged from the same direction. Was it just a coincidence that they were heading out? Or was there some secret communication that wasn't captured on camera? Speculation grew even more when a netizen claimed they saw the two in the same airport lounge before their departure from Paris. Despite the lack of solid visual evidence, the story quickly spread, adding to the already thick layer of mystery. Interestingly, in the entertainment industry, meetings like this often herald the beginning of major, secret projects. Many productions choose to keep things under wraps until the right time to create maximum surprise effect. If true, then this airport appearance could be a tiny leak of something much bigger. But on the other hand, it's possible that this is all just a coincidence magnified by fans' long-held expectations. When two big names have a strong history, even the simplest meeting can feel like a significant signal. What makes this story even more vivid is how emotionally invested the public is. Many feel as if they are part of this journey, trying to piece together pieces of information to discover a whole picture that may never have been intended to be known. Entertainment media outlets have also begun rehashing old moments of Soo Kai and Tan Songyun, comparing their past interactions with the current situation. Old clips, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage have gone viral again, seemingly reinforcing the narrative that their relationship was never truly over. Amidst all this, the silence of both parties has been the most effective strategy. Without clarification, without denial, they've allowed the public to continue asking questions. And in the entertainment world, questions are often more valuable than answers. Ultimately, whether this is a sign of something new or just a coincidence embellished by the public's imagination remains a big question. But one thing is undeniable. That brief moment at the airport had managed to create a huge wave that revived the names of Soo Kai and Tan Songyun in the same breath.